Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Today's video is entitled, Why Can't I Smoke in the House? Now, as the title says, I was hoping that you could view this video or watch this video with your significant other or the person in your home that does not want you smoking in the house. So to you folks that have joined, I want to welcome you, and I hope that this video will at least give you some compassion for the individual that is out in the woodshed or out in the garage having to smoke in the middle of winter, freezing to death. There's some misconceptions about smoke that I want to clear up, and I want to show you something that's here in front of you that may be able to solve whatever problem you have with the individual that's in your home that's smoking a pipe. All right, now let's first get into the way pipe tobacco burns compared to cigarette smoke or smoking a cigarette. Now, cigarettes are filled with all kinds of different chemicals, additives, and paper. Now, all three of these things do not dissipate when the individual smokes the cigarette. That's why there was such a big cry about people smoking in restaurants or secondhand smoke. This smoke tends to linger, and as it floats above the oxygen, those chemicals and that burning paper have nowhere to go. So that's why when you go into a smoker's home, a cigarette smoker's home, you'll see discolored walls. Sometimes they're yellow, sometimes they're brown. It's because all of those chemicals and that paper that has been burning has nowhere else to go. So when it settles, when that smoke rises, it will adhere to the ceiling. Most cigarette smokers, their ceilings are the ones that are discolored. Some of the walls are discolored, some of the doors. It's all because of the chemicals and the paper that burns with cigarettes. Now, pipe tobacco, and I'm not quite sure about cigars because I don't know. I don't smoke cigars personally, so I don't know that much about them. But I assume that they are probably in the same category as pipe tobacco because there is no paper involved, there is no added chemicals involved in smoking or in creating a cigar. So I would say that cigar smoking and pipe smoking are close in that regard. So let's look at what we have with tobacco, pipe tobacco. Pipe tobacco is the raw leaf that has been processed, and a preservative of sugar and water has been added to keep it fresh. Now, true, some tobaccos have a topping, which that's what that nice cherry smell is, or that nice caramel smell or vanilla smell. That's what you're smelling. You're smelling that topping additive. Now, the topping additive is commercial grade, or it's food grade. Most of the time, it's food grade additives, like food grade vanilla, or food grade caramel, or food grade cherry. It's not some kind of wild, outlandish kind of additive that's going to do any harm. So, since there's not a whole lot that is in pipe tobacco, how does it burn and what does it do? Well, pipe tobacco is different from cigarette smoking because there is no additives. It's just pure tobacco, certain blends of tobacco, certain types of tobacco that have been blended together to give a certain flavor and a different smell. That tobacco, once it's expelled and once it comes out of the pipe, it dissipates. And there is nothing in the smoke. The smoke is not carrying any paper or any additives or any chemicals that will adhere to your wall. It just doesn't do it. I've been smoking in this room, in my man cave, for about 5 years, and there is absolutely no discoloration. No one comes in and points out, "Hey, man, why your wall's all yellow," or any of that kind of stuff. So now let's move on to the smell. Cigarette smoking, because of the chemicals and because of the burning paper, because it adheres to the walls, it inherently will start to smell like a cigarette butt. The smoker who lives in the house can't smell it because they're desensitized to it because they're constantly smoking. But someone who doesn't smoke or someone who hasn't smoked in a long time can walk into the house and instantly smell it. They're like, "Ooh, man, you can tell a smoker lives here." Again, pipe tobacco is different. Since the smoke dissipates, it does not leave a calling card or signature. It cannot adhere to anything because it dissipates. There is nothing in pipe tobacco for the smoke to adhere to. So I conducted an experiment. I decided, you know what, I'm going to go a week without smoking my pipe. So I did. And I invited a friend over, and I did not tell them, I've not told them that I smoked a pipe or anything. So I brought them in the usual way from the garage. They walked in, didn't make a face. I introduced them to my wife, and I said, "Here, well, let me take you into my man cave. This is where I've got my TV and my movies and such." So he walks in, and I swear to you, this is what he said. "Oh, cool. I didn't know you smoked a pipe." There you go. He said, "Oh, cool. I didn't know you smoked a pipe." If the smoke had been adhering itself to the walls, and the smoke gets into everything, you would assume the first thing he would do when he walked through the door is make a face and say, "Oh man, this guy must be a smoker." Oh, didn't even know until he walked to the room and saw my pipes on my shelf. And he said, "Oh, cool. I didn't know you were a pipe smoker." So there you go. Now, if you're still concerned about it, and if pipe tobacco, just the smell of it turns you off, you're like, "Look, I don't like it. I don't want to be around it. I just don't like pipe tobacco." There is something that you can purchase that will help out with that. This unit that I have in front of you is called an air purifier. Now what it does is when it runs, it draws all the air in from the room and it passes through these vents out the back. It draws any smoke, it draws any air that's in the room, it cleans it and sends it out the back. Now I don't use this myself because I have got an air vent or an air intake from my heating air conditioning unit that's right outside the door. So any smoke that escapes, it's captured by that vent and it is filtered through a filter. But it's the same concept. If you don't have that, then this is the next best thing. Now, I can't guarantee it because I don't know how much the person that you're living with smokes a pipe. But I have a good feeling, and I'm saying this from experience, that I have used this before in other locations, and it works. The person, my wife, in my house, when I run this, I said, "Do you smell anything?" She goes, "No, I don't smell anything. Don't smell smoke or nothing." "What, are you smoking?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "Well, I don't smell anything." I said, "That's because I'm running the air purifier." Now, you can get these from anywhere from $50 to over $1,000. Now, this one, which is one I would recommend, not this unit. This one is made by Iconic Breeze, company by Iconic Breeze. I don't know if they still sell them, but to cut down on cost, it might cost you more initially, but this comes with a cleanable filter. Now, I left this dirty just on purpose so that you could see what it collects. All you do is you take this and you run it under cold water, and it cleans. Wipe it down with a paper towel and put it right back down in there, and it's ready to go again. So, if you're hesitant to let your significant other smoke their pipe indoors, again, let me review. Tobacco or pipe tobacco smoke is a completely different animal than cigarette smoke. There is no additives, there is no paper, there's no chemicals that have been added to it. It's just pure tobacco, different blends that have been put together, different types that have been put together, and there may be a topping on it. But from what I've heard, I'd say 90% of the people that I talk to that smoke aromatics, which is the ones that have the topping, they love the smell. It's the English blends that are the harsher blends that they don't enjoy. So, the smoke coming out of your pipe will not discolor your walls. It won't leave a lingering tobacco smell. And if you're even more concerned that you just don't want to smell it, then maybe look into investing in one of these air purifiers. They really do work, and I've had no problem with, and my wife has had no problem with me smoking my pipe indoors. Now, the only caveat is, if you live in an apartment or you live somewhere where you have been told by your landlord you cannot smoke indoors, there's nothing I can do for you. You might be able to talk to him and have him watch this video and maybe change his mind that way. But other than that, if your landlord tells you or somewhere that you're living tells you cannot smoke indoors, that's on you. You're going to have to figure out a way to convince the person that smoking indoors is not a bad thing. And I encourage you to have him watch this video. I don't mind at all. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.